Hello friends, and welcome back to Sincerely Kaylani. My name is Kaylani and I make videos about my chaotic sewing journey and some things about my lifestyle. And today is the final episode of my little mini series of creating this Victorian ensemble for the Lynde House Victorian Sunday workshops. So the workshops happened on September 20th and August 20th. They happened in August. It's my brain. They happened on August 20th. They were so much fun. As I mentioned before, we made fascinators, we had a little afternoon tea, and then we did some dancing. Dancing was interesting. It was the only thing I actually didn't end up getting footage of, but that's okay because it was very embarrassing and I'm the only one in a bright color, so you can see me very clearly. However, you can see a little video on the Lynde House Museum's Instagram, so if you want to see us learning a quadrille, then go ahead. But anyways, so how I'm going to do this, I'm going to talk about my finished outfit for you guys just for a little bit, and then I'll go over my experience at the Lynde House. So my outfit, it's all finished, and I have a love-hate relationship with this. There's a lot of things that I would change, which is, you know, how things go, especially since I never did any samples for these. So when I made it, I just made it, hope for the best. So let's start at the beginning. Base layer. My chemise. It's inside out. Why did I put the triangles on the inside? I really don't know. They're supposed to go on the outside. And I didn't realize this until a couple weeks later, and I was, you know, looking for references for other things, for inspiration for other projects. And I see pictures and I'm like, they're supposed to go on the sides. Why did I make it harder for myself and put them on the inside when my shape would have been more correct if they were on the outside? So mistake number one. Should have probably made it a proper fit on the top, but we were being a little lazy and we paid for it, but that's okay. It's an underlayer to protect us from our corset, which my corset, I do love it. It's so cute. However, because this was like my first time actually making a corset for myself, there are things that need to be changed. This center front piece of boning is way too high in the videos, or even right now. You can see, especially when you wear it, you can see that it really pokes out and it's way too far. So when I'm wearing it, I'm not even wearing it right now, but yeah, honestly, it poked out a lot. It looked really funny, but I made it work. So the only thing is I now fully understand why you need a separating busk, or that the busk is really lower with the piece of wood in it, or a paint stick, which we now use. But I do like the corset. I can't wait to maybe work on this pattern a little bit more. The cups I did love. I would probably add straps to this to make it for a more Regency 1700s look. But honestly, it was fun. I love wearing corsets. I should wear this more often, or make one that actually fits and wear it more often, because it really did help my posture, and I like that feeling of security, and it makes clothes fit better, which is really nice. Our next piece, my corset cover. This one actually turned out pretty good, and it was how I kind of figured out how to make the Garibaldi blouse, which I'm wearing. The only issue is that when I made this, I think I talked about it in the other video, but I made it a little bit small, so it really only fits when I'm laced pretty tight into my corset, which is not ideal. But this was just one rectangle of fabric that I wanted to use. I didn't want to use my bigger piece, I wanted to use the smaller one, so yeah. And also we were working with the trim that I have on this, and I cut it up and I didn't feel like having too many extra seams. So yeah, mistakes, but that's okay. It's still cute. Now onto our other pieces. I guess we'll talk about my collar. So my collar is just a rectangle of crocheted lace that I pleated, and honestly I would like to make it tighter. As you can see, it goes down a little bit too far. I would want it to be that's like what, 2 or 3 inches smaller, but it works for now. And probably figure out a better way for this. I made just a little, in the Bernadette banner, her Make So Mend, maybe that's what, no, that's Annika Victoria. In Bernadette Banner's book that she released, she goes over how to create these, you probably can't really see it, but how to create these little loops for buttons or for hooks, for hook and eyes, just out of thread, just basically making like little knots. And I wanted to use this cute little button, but it's a little bit too loose. I need something thicker there because it's really hard to get over. But anyways, that is the little collar. Again, this was just thrifted lace crochet. I wish I could crochet this, but that's too much. But anyways, it is cute. I want to fix it up so I can actually wear it more often, since I like the idea of having Peter Pan collars on pieces, but having the versatility that it can also just be a plain neck. Now, as we can see from the blouse, what I was talking about is that the neck turned out to be a boat neck when I really wanted it to be, you know, a tight, proper, in our cases, a crew neck. Fix this. Yeah, proper crew neck, but that didn't happen. But creating this blouse, I really would love to make this for you guys, and show you how to make it yourselves, because it was, you know, it's cute. It was pretty easy. There's different variations that we could do, such as changing the sleeves, changing how the waist is, like adding a little peplum, or even just creating a waistband so you don't have excess fabric going down. If you want to make it cropped, if you want to make it longer, you could. Yeah, other mistakes I made, because we're just pointing out my mistakes since I'm owning up to them. I put my cuffs on wrong. They should be going the other way, but I do love to put these little ladybug buttons on the cuffs and on the neck here, just because they're, you know, vintage buttons that I have, and they honestly go great. It's amazing. But yeah, I liked how everything turned out for the most part. This fabric is amazing. If you saw my video, I do not suggest putting as much interlining. I just used, what did I use? I just used muslin, and I put double layered, and that was a very bad idea. I might have, should have only done a single on maybe one side, or maybe just, you know, tried to do as many layers, because this is too thick. It's all funny. I don't like it, but anyways. And my skirt turned out beautifully. Except for the waistband, I would change it to what I originally said I was going to do, which was pleats into the waistband. I could have also added a zipper, but I probably would do pleats into the waistband and then have it be a flat front on the waistband, and then on the back have the elastic only to make it easier to get on and off, and because then it's a little bit more versatile in size, which I prefer. I don't love having things that are very restricted in their sizes, because then I feel like I can't wear it as my body changes, which is my ideal when it comes to creating these pieces, is that I can wear them for a long period of time for multiple different uses, rather than just for, you know, one small period of time or one single use. But anyways, let us move on to the Lynde House. So first of all, I just want to thank everyone who put on this event. Lisa, the museum coordinator, thank you so much for reaching out to me. I am so sorry that I didn't message earlier. I messaged her right before we, well, not right before, as we were driving to the event, because we were 10 minutes late because I took too long to get dressed, but oh well. So thank you, Lisa, for putting on this event and upkeeping the Lynde House and just having everything be beautiful and preserving that history in in Whitby. So in terms when it comes to the events, I just want to thank Patty from the costume people for helping us create the beautiful fascinators. Next, I want to thank everyone who helped the afternoon tea. I also want to thank Mitchell Davis for providing us with all of our Victorian afternoon tea history. It was amazing just to see that he had a response for everything. He is so knowledgeable and he's just a pleasure to listen to. And you know, I just want to thank all others who helped out with the tea party. I don't know your names off by heart, but just thank you so much for just having that beautiful time. And I also want to thank the ladies who helped us with learning some Victorian dances, Victorian eras, but thank you to those ladies at Live History for helping us learn that and, you know, dealing with my two left feet. Our day started off with us arriving late. When we got there, it was luckily a beautiful day. They had originally said that it was going to be like 30 degrees, but luckily it was only in the 20s. We were underneath the trees, they had tents set up, and it was just such a nice and cool day for the whole day. We were you know, not worried, and with everything that I was wearing, I was very comfortable. The material that this shirt is made from, I don't know what it is, but it's very comfortable and it's breathable, and the skirt is linen, and everything else that I was wearing is plant-based, either linen or cotton, so I was quite comfortable. So when they say that it's too hot, I don't believe them. But anyway, so we spent the first part of our morning making fascinators. It was really fun. It was a lot of sewing. We weren't expecting that, but that's okay because we ended up being able to create these beautiful fascinators, these derby hats, in particular that my mom will be able to wear for teas and everything, and I'm just so excited and so thankful for that. Afterwards, we actually had a little bit of an extra mini tour of the Lynde House, and I will take any opportunity to walk through that house. I just love it. It's definitely a dream house. Something that I knew, but I also relearned again, was that each room is set up exactly the same. So it may feel like you're, you know, it's like apartment style or something, but for some reason the flow of everything being the same, having windows everywhere, is just it's very organized, and I quite like it. We got to have a little tour of the house while Mitchell gave us his information regarding afternoon tea, and it was super fun to learn about different parts of the house. As the times that I've gone there, it's always been during different events, so a lot of times they'll focus on different aspects or particular histories of the house. And then after that, we had our tea. We just got to sit, have some Earl Grey tea and some little snacks, and it was just a very nice way to relax after everything and prepare for our dance lessons. Now, like I said, I apparently have two left feet when it comes to dancing on the ground rather than on ice. So trying to do the polka was fun. Trying to do the waltz by myself, it wasn't happening. However, that evening I did try and do it with my dad, and I could do it somewhat. I couldn't keep up to the proper 3/4 time, but I was a little bit better. And like I also said before, we did a quadrille. So the one that I can think of the best is in season 2 of Bridgerton, when the Bridgertons put on a party for the Sharmas, and no one shows up to the party. So instead, Anthony asks Hyacinth what dance she would like to do, and she asks for a quadrille, and it's when, you know, they're in a circle, they go in, they out, they, you know, go around and everything like that. And but anyways, yeah, the quadrille was so much fun to learn. I wasn't expecting to love it that much. I was very scared. Like I said, I'm not a dancer. I highly recommend you checking out the Lynde House for other activities that they do throughout the year. Other events that I have gone to at the Lynde House would include one of the live history performances that is basically like a LARP, which is a live action role play where you interact with the actors. And this one in particular was about the rebellion of 1837. We got to walk around the house freely, doing different activities, looking for things, and it was amazing. They are doing other activities like this. Something else that is really popular is they do, I believe they're called their candlelight walks or candlelight tours, where they dress up the house for Christmas, for a Victorian Christmas, and I'm so sad I never get to go, but if you can, please do and tell me how it is. But they dress up the house like Victorian Christmas, they've got candlelights, and they'll do the tour of the house like that, and you kind of get to experience what having Christmas would be like in the 1800s, 1860s, so yeah. The Lynde House is such an important part of our history, just as many historical homes are. Like here in Ottawa, we have the most prominent one I can think of is Billings Estate, which I haven't gone to yet, and I really need to go either before they close before the holidays, or maybe after they reopen for before Christmas, because then it'll be all decorated for Christmas. But yeah, these historical homes are important because a lot of times they are homes of prominent people who helped create the towns or the cities that you live in. Billings Estate is how we have Billings Bridge, which is the bridge that goes over the Rideau River that, you know, connects the outer parts of the Ottawa to the main downtown core. So that bridge is pretty important. So the family has that history with it. With the Lyndes, they had this beautiful house that was known throughout the areas. When you're thinking that, you know, there weren't that many people and, you know, news didn't spread as fast as it could today, but still, they were known for their house and for their beautiful home. The history that these pieces hold is something that we need to treasure. Something that I will comment on is that there is a lack of that in Canada when it comes to preserving our history. We are known for just knocking down things and putting up a plaque. Oh, this where this house was, and it had these people and had this significance. But now it's a shopping center. Now it's an apartment building. And that piece of history is lost. And I really do think that is something that we need to work on as a country, as people, in realizing the importance that historical places, especially when it comes to terms of places you can visit physically, that they have a place, they have a reason, and we need to explore those so that we can give people more opportunities to learn about our history in a different way outside of the classroom. I've learned more going to pioneer villages like the Pickering Museum, Black Creek, Upper Canada, more than I feel like I did possibly in school, because those experiences that you get in those places, things that you learn in those places, it has a bit more of that immersive experience. And immersive experiences are going to be better on your mind and, you know, helping you remember things rather than just, you know, reading a book, having someone lecture to you. So I do think if you're able to support places like the Lynde House, that I would highly suggest it. Learn more about your local history. I am sure there are places in your own town where there are, you know, a local history museum, a historical home. I'm sure there is something, and you should do some research and, you know, be a tourist in your own town. But anyways, thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you for joining me on this little journey of creating this Victorian ensemble. I do hope that I will soon be able to, you know, show you how to make this and, you know, give you a little bit of inspiration for low-waist pattern making and fashion design. And yeah, all of that. So I will see you guys soon. And again, thank you to the Lynde House and all those who helped create the Lynde House events. You can find them, let me double check. You can find them on Instagram and on Facebook and on YouTube actually. That's another thing. Here on YouTube, you can find them here, and they have a ton of videos that relate to Victorian history. Like one of the ones I believe that Lisa said was the most popular is their quilt collection that the museum houses. A lot of these quilts were from the house originally, as well as other ones that have been donated by Lynde family members, Warren family members, as well as others in the community who, you know, have a history, who know the background of these pieces. So they have that, they talk, I believe Mitchell has some videos, some other wonderful ladies have some other videos in the kitchen, in the gardens, and yeah, definitely go check them out here on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Facebook, and I believe in all the places you can find them at Lynde House Museum. I will put that name in the description below for you to check out. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you in another one. Bye guys.